Few subjects have captivated our imaginations like the realm of angels and demons. Among ancient texts, the Book of Enoch offers profound insights into the origins of demons and their impact on humanity. This ancient Jewish apocalyptic text provides a unique account of the fall of angels, the birth of giants, and the emergence of demonic forces. Attributed to the biblical patriarch Enoch, it was written between the 3rd century BC and the 1st century AD. Though not canonical, its influence on Jewish, Christian, and Islamic traditions is undeniable. Rediscovered in the 18th century, it has become a subject of intense study and debate. The Book of Enoch transports us to a world where the veil between the physical and spiritual realms is thin, with far-reaching implications for humanity. To appreciate the Book of Enoch, we must explore ancient apocalyptic literature, characterized by vivid imagery and symbolic language.
These texts emerged during periods of turmoil, offering hope and solace to persecuted communities.
The Book of Enoch shares themes with other apocalyptic texts like the Book of Daniel and the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Central to this genre is the concept of revelation, often delivered through dreams or visions.
Apocalyptic texts use elaborate symbolism to convey their messages, with animals and celestial beings representing historical figures and abstract concepts. Understanding this symbolism is crucial to unlocking the secrets of the Book of Enoch and its insights into the origins of demons. The Book of Enoch's exploration of demonology centers on the tale of the Watchers, angels tasked with observing humanity.
Led by Shemi-Hazar, they descended to Mount Hermon, driven by lust and desire for earthly pleasures.
Their union with human women resulted in the birth of the Nephilim, giants who terrorized the earth.
The Nephilim became a source of violence and oppression, a reminder of the Watchers' transgression.
The Book of Enoch portrays the Nephilim as instruments of chaos, highlighting the consequences of celestial beings meddling in human affairs. The Watchers' descent to Earth shattered celestial boundaries, unleashing chaos.
Led by Shemi-Hazar, they defiled Mount Hermon, a sacred space, with their desires.
Their fascination with human women ignited a forbidden passion, leading to their downfall.
Their decision to take human wives was a deliberate act of rebellion against divine order.
This act shattered the celestial hierarchy, allowing darkness to seep into the world. The Watchers' transgression extended beyond forbidden unions. They shared celestial secrets with humanity.
This act accelerated the spread of wickedness, distancing humanity from its divine purpose.
Among their pupils was Azazel, who taught humans the arts of warfare and deception.
This knowledge, intended for defense, was perverted for war and suffering.
Azazel's teachings corrupted human morals, leading them down a path of sin.
The Watchers sought to elevate humanity, but only accelerated its downfall.
Their teachings, fueled by selfish ambitions, upset the balance of creation.
The Watchers' fall serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of forbidden knowledge.
The Watchers' influence spread like a plague, engulfing the world in chaos.
The Book of Enoch describes a world consumed by violence and despair.
The Nephilim rampaged across the earth, their immense size and strength a source of terror.
Greed, envy, lust, and violence became rampant, poisoning human relationships.
The Nephilim, offspring of the Watchers and human women, embody chaos and corruption.
Their immense size and brutal nature spread fear and destruction.
The Book of Enoch describes them as mighty men of old, instilling fear in humanity.
Their presence upset the balance of nature, driving humanity to the brink of extinction.
The Nephilim taught humans forbidden arts, further corrupting their souls.
Their story serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of forbidden knowledge and power.
Azazel, the fallen angel of forbidden lore. Within the intricate tapestry of angelic beings in the Book of Enoch, Azazel stands out as a figure of fascination and dread.
Unlike other Watchers, Azazel's fall is linked to forbidden knowledge. He's portrayed as a celestial Prometheus, unleashing forces that threaten humanity and nature.
His story warns about the seductive nature of forbidden knowledge and the importance of seeking divine wisdom. Azazel's name hints at his former glory and power.
Sharing forbidden knowledge led to his downfall, making him a symbol of transgression and temptation. His story is a cautionary tale about seeking knowledge without understanding its consequences. Azazel's decision to share forbidden knowledge with humanity had a profound and lasting impact on the course of human history. His teachings, once confined to the celestial realms, spread like wildfire among humankind, igniting a thirst for power, knowledge, and self-gratification that would forever alter the relationship between humanity and the divine.
The Book of Enoch portrays this period as a time of rapid technological and cultural advancement, but also one of increasing violence, wickedness, and spiritual decay, as humanity, emboldened by its newfound knowledge, turned away from the path of righteousness.
One of Azazel's most significant contributions to human knowledge was in the realm of warfare. He is said to have taught humans how to forge weapons of iron and bronze, how to wage war effectively, and how to fortify cities against attack.
While these skills could be used to defend the innocent and uphold justice, they were quickly perverted, used to conquer and subjugate others, fueling a cycle of violence and bloodshed that would plague humanity for millennia to come. The Book of Enoch suggests that Azazel took a perverse pleasure in witnessing the carnage unleashed by his teachings, reveling in the chaos and destruction that engulfed the world.
Azazel's teachings extended beyond the battlefield, influencing the development of human culture and society in profound ways. He is credited with introducing humans to the arts of cosmetics, jewelry making, and other forms of adornment, fueling a growing obsession with vanity, materialism, and superficial beauty.
This newfound emphasis on outward appearances, coupled with the pursuit of power and pleasure, led to a decline in morality and a weakening of the social fabric, as individuals became increasingly self-centered and focused on fulfilling their own desires at the expense of others.
The knowledge imparted by Azazel, though presented under the guise of progress and enlightenment, ultimately served to corrupt and degrade humanity, leading it further away from its divine purpose. The Book of Enoch suggests that Azazel's true aim was not to empower humanity, but to enslave it, to bind it to his will through the allure of forbidden knowledge and the promise of power.
His story serves as a stark reminder that not all knowledge is beneficial, and that true wisdom lies in seeking understanding and guidance from the divine, rather than pursuing knowledge for its own sake.
The Book of Enoch paints a vivid picture of the rapid moral and spiritual decline that followed Azazel's arrival on Earth. His teachings, once embraced as a path to enlightenment, quickly became a source of corruption and depravity.
The harmonious relationship between heaven and earth was eroded as humanity turned its back on its creator.
The knowledge imparted by Azazel spread like a virus through human society. What began as a thirst for knowledge morphed into an insatiable hunger for power and wealth.
Ancient skills and technologies were perverted into tools of oppression and self-indulgence. The world descended into chaos and darkness, waging war against itself and the natural order.
The Book of Enoch suggests Azazel took pleasure in the chaos and suffering unleashed by his teachings. He delighted in the sight of human beings turning against one another, consumed by greed, envy, and lust.
The world had become a distorted mirror, reflecting the darkness in the hearts of men. Azazel's fall had become a source of amusement for the fallen angel, reveling in the havoc he had wrought.
The corruption of knowledge is a timeless warning about the dangers of pursuing knowledge without wisdom. It serves as a reminder that knowledge, in and of itself, is neither inherently good nor evil.
It is a tool, a double-edged sword that can be used to build or to destroy. The true measure of our wisdom lies in how we choose to use knowledge for the betterment of humanity.
The Book of Enoch leaves no doubt that Azazel's teachings came at a steep price. The world, once characterized by relative peace and harmony, descended into a spiral of violence, depravity, and despair. The knowledge that was supposed to elevate humanity had instead become a curse, fueling its darkest impulses and driving it to the brink of self-destruction.
The legacy of Azazel, the fallen angel of forbidden knowledge, is one of bloodshed, suffering, and the loss of innocence. As humans mastered the art of warfare, conflicts erupted with increasing frequency and ferocity. Neighbor turned against neighbor, tribe against tribe, as the thirst for power and dominion consumed the hearts of men.
The earth, once a sanctuary of life, became a battleground, littered with the corpses of the slain and stained with the blood of innocents. The Book of Enoch paints a grim picture of this era, describing a world where violence had become the norm, where might made right, and where the strong preyed upon the weak without mercy.
The pursuit of forbidden knowledge also had a corrosive effect on human relationships and social structures. As individuals became consumed by their own desires for power, wealth, and pleasure, the bonds of community and kinship began to fray. Greed, envy, and lust poisoned the hearts of men, leading to betrayal, deceit, and a breakdown of trust.
The family unit, once the bedrock of society, crumbled under the weight of sin and selfishness. The world, once a reflection of divine order and harmony, had become a twisted caricature of its former self, a testament to the destructive potential of knowledge divorced from wisdom and compassion.
The legacy of Azazel, the fallen angel who had promised enlightenment, was a world shrouded in darkness, a world where hope seemed to dwindle with each passing generation.
In the midst of the escalating chaos and corruption unleashed by the Watcher's fall, the Book of Enoch introduces a pivotal figure who embodies hope, righteousness, and the enduring possibility of communication between the divine and human realms. Enoch, the seventh patriarch from Adam.
Unlike the fallen angels who succumbed to earthly temptations and the corrupted humanity struggling beneath their influence, Enoch stands as a beacon of unwavering faith, chosen by God to serve as a bridge between heaven and earth, a messenger tasked with delivering divine pronouncements and interceding on behalf of a world teetering on the brink of destruction.
Enoch's unique role as an intermediary is rooted in his unwavering piety and his ability to navigate both the physical and spiritual realms. He is described in the Book of Enoch as a righteous man, whose eyes were opened by God, a testament to his spiritual insight and his ability to perceive truths hidden from ordinary mortals.
Unlike the Watchers who abandoned their heavenly posts for earthly desires, Enoch remained steadfast in his devotion to God, his heart pure and his spirit untainted by the corruption that pervaded the world. The Book of Enoch portrays Enoch not as a distant, unapproachable prophet, but as a deeply human figure, wrestling with the weight of his divine calling and the gravity of the messages entrusted to him.
He is both awestruck by the wonders of the celestial realms and deeply troubled by the suffering and wickedness he witnesses on earth. This duality, this capacity to experience both the radiance of heaven and the darkness of a fallen world, makes Enoch a compelling and relatable figure, a testament to the potential for human beings to maintain their connection to the divine, even in the face of overwhelming adversity.
Enoch's story serves as a powerful reminder that even in the darkest of times, when the world seems consumed by evil and despair, God does not abandon his creation. He continues to seek out those who remain faithful, those who are willing to serve as his instruments of justice, mercy, and hope.
Enoch's journey from mortal man to heavenly messenger offers a glimpse into the transformative power of divine grace and the enduring possibility of redemption, both for individuals and for a world desperately in need of healing.
The Book of Enoch describes Enoch's entry into the realm of prophecy as a dramatic and awe-inspiring event, a divine summons that would forever alter the course of his life. Walking the earth as a righteous man amidst a generation steeped in wickedness, Enoch lived a life seemingly far removed from the celestial dramas unfolding in the heavens.
Yet God, observing the unfolding chaos and the righteous man navigating the corrupted world, recognized in Enoch a vessel worthy of carrying his divine pronouncements. The call to prophecy, delivered through a series of visions and angelic encounters, thrust Enoch into a world of cosmic significance, transforming him from a shepherd into a herald of divine judgment and hope.
The Book of Enoch recounts how, while tending his flocks, Enoch was visited by a group of angels who descended from heaven in a whirlwind of fire and light. The sight of these celestial beings, their forms radiating an otherworldly brilliance, filled Enoch with both awe and terror.
Yet, the angels, speaking on behalf of the Most High, reassured the trembling prophet, addressing him as Enoch, scribe of righteousness, and revealing his divinely ordained role as a messenger to both the fallen angels and a corrupted humanity.
The angels' pronouncements revealed to Enoch the gravity of the situation unfolding on earth. God, they declared, was greatly angered by the transgressions of both the Watchers and the humans who had strayed from his path. Judgment, they warned, was imminent, a day of reckoning when the wicked would be punished for their sins and the earth cleansed of their corruption.
Yet, amidst these pronouncements of impending doom, the angels also conveyed a message of hope. God, in his infinite mercy, was willing to offer forgiveness and redemption to those who repented of their wicked ways and turned back to him.
Enoch's call to prophecy was not a passive acceptance of divine pronouncements, but an active engagement with the celestial realm. He was tasked not only with delivering God's messages, but also with interceding on behalf of humanity, pleading for mercy and guidance for those who had strayed from the path of righteousness.
This role as both messenger and intercessor placed Enoch in a unique position, standing at the intersection of the divine and the human, a conduit of both judgment and hope. Section 3. Journey through the celestial realms, unveiling the secrets of heaven and earth. Central to Enoch's role as an intermediary between heaven and earth are his extraordinary journeys through the celestial realms, guided by angelic beings who unveil to him the hidden workings of the cosmos and the mysteries of the divine plan.
These journeys, described in vivid detail in the Book of Enoch, are not mere sightseeing expeditions, but transformative experiences that deepen Enoch's understanding of God's power and justice, while also revealing the consequences of sin and the importance of righteousness.
Each stage of his celestial journey unveils new wonders and terrifying judgments, shaping Enoch into a vessel capable of conveying both the majesty and the severity of the divine will.
One of Enoch's most significant journeys takes him to the ends of the earth, where he witnesses the realms of the damned, the fiery abysses reserved for the punishment of the fallen angels and the wicked of humanity.
Here, Enoch encounters grotesque creatures, tormented souls, and the imprisoned Watchers, their forms twisted and their cries echoing through the desolate landscape.
This harrowing experience serves as a stark reminder of the consequences of sin and the eternal punishment that awaits those who reject God's mercy.
In contrast to the horrors of the underworld, Enoch's journeys also take him to the highest heavens, where he is granted a glimpse of the divine throne room and the unfathomable glory of the Most High.
He describes a realm of dazzling light, where angels sing praises to God and celestial beings carry out their divinely ordained tasks with unwavering obedience.
This experience fills Enoch with awe and wonder, deepening his reverence for the Creator and his commitment to fulfilling his prophetic mission.
Throughout his celestial journeys, Enoch encounters a myriad of angels, each with their own unique role and function in the divine hierarchy.
He learns about the archangels who stand in the presence of God, the guardian angels who watch over humanity, and the messenger angels who travel between heaven and earth, carrying out God's will.
These encounters provide Enoch with invaluable insights into the workings of the celestial realms and the intricate web of relationships that bind together the divine and the created order.
Section 4. Confronting the fallen Enoch's message of judgment and hope. Enoch's role as an intermediary extended beyond merely witnessing the wonders and horrors of the celestial realms.
He was also tasked with confronting the fallen angels, those who had rebelled against God and corrupted the earth with their wickedness.
This mission required immense courage and unwavering faith, as Enoch faced down beings of immense power, their forms twisted by sin and their hearts hardened against repentance.
Yet, fueled by divine authority and driven by a profound sense of justice, Enoch delivered God's pronouncements of judgment, while also offering a glimmer of hope for those who would turn away from their wicked ways.
One of Enoch's most significant encounters was with Azazel, the fallen angel who had taught humanity the arts of war, seduction, and other forbidden knowledge.
Standing before this powerful being, whose very presence radiated an aura of corruption, Enoch did not flinch.
He boldly declared God's judgment upon Azazel, proclaiming that the fallen angel would be bound and cast into darkness, his punishment a testament to the severity of his transgressions.
Enoch's mission also led him to confront the imprisoned Watchers, those who had descended to earth and taken human wives, fathering the monstrous Nephilim.
These once mighty angels, now bound and awaiting their final judgment, listened with a mixture of fear and defiance as Enoch recounted their sins and the suffering they had inflicted upon humanity.
He reminded them of their former glory, their privileged position in the celestial hierarchy, and the depth of their fall from grace.
Yet even as he delivered these pronouncements of judgment, Enoch also conveyed a message of hope.
He reminded the fallen angels that God, in his infinite mercy, was always willing to forgive those who truly repented of their sins.
He urged them to turn away from their wickedness, to seek forgiveness, and to find solace in the knowledge that even in the darkest depths of their despair, God's love and mercy remained available to them. Section 5. The Power of Intercession. Enoch's pleas for mercy and repentance. Enoch's role as an intermediary between heaven and earth extended beyond delivering pronouncements of judgment and hope.
He also served as a powerful intercessor, pleading with God for mercy on behalf of a humanity struggling beneath the weight of sin and the consequences of the Watcher's fall.
His prayers, fueled by compassion and a deep understanding of the human condition, highlight the importance of intercession in the divine plan and the power of righteous individuals to influence the course of events.
The Book of Enoch portrays Enoch as a deeply compassionate figure, moved by the suffering and wickedness he witnessed on earth.
He understood the seductive nature of sin, the ease with which even the most righteous could be led astray, and the devastating consequences of a world consumed by darkness.
Yet he also recognized the inherent goodness within humanity, the spark of divinity that remained even in the most corrupted hearts.
Driven by this compassion, Enoch approached the throne of God not with demands or ultimatums, but with humility and a profound recognition of his own unworthiness.
He prostrated himself before the Most High, acknowledging the righteousness of God's anger and the justness of his impending judgment.
Yet he also dared to plead for mercy, reminding God of his covenant with humanity and the promise of redemption.
Enoch's prayers were not limited to humanity as a whole.
He also interceded on behalf of individuals, both the righteous who struggled to remain faithful in a world consumed by wickedness, and those who had strayed from the path but whose hearts yearned for forgiveness.
He understood that every soul was precious in the eyes of God, and he used his unique position as an intermediary to bridge the gap between human weakness and divine grace.
The cosmic battlefield, where heaven and earth collide. The Book of Enoch does not shy away from depicting the eternal struggle between good and evil as a tangible, even visceral conflict that extends beyond the spiritual realm to encompass the very fabric of creation.
This cosmic battle, waged across the heavens and earth, pits the forces of light, led by God and his faithful angels, against a demonic horde, commanded by the fallen angels who have turned their backs on their Creator.
The stakes of this conflict are nothing less than the fate of humanity and the preservation of cosmic order against the encroaching darkness.
Unlike earthly battles fought with swords and shields, the cosmic battleground described in the Book of Enoch is a realm of both physical and spiritual warfare, where celestial beings clash with terrifying power, and the very elements of creation are wielded as weapons.
Mountains crumble, seas boil, and the sky itself seems to crack under the strain of this epic confrontation.
Enoch, granted a glimpse into this hidden war through divine visions, describes a scene of both awe-inspiring majesty and terrifying destruction, a stark reminder that the forces at play extend far beyond human comprehension.
This cosmic conflict is not a distant, abstract event, but one that directly impacts the human experience.
The wickedness and suffering that plague the earth are not merely the result of human failings, but the direct consequence of demonic influence, a manifestation of the ongoing struggle between good and evil.
The fallen angels, consumed by envy and a thirst for power, seek to corrupt and destroy God's creation, turning humanity away from its divine purpose and plunging the world into chaos.
Enoch's visions of the cosmic battle serve as a stark reminder that the choices we make, both individually and collectively, have eternal consequences.
Every act of righteousness strengthens the forces of light, while every act of wickedness empowers the forces of darkness.
We are not mere bystanders in this cosmic conflict, but active participants, our lives intertwined with the ebb and flow of this eternal struggle.
The forces of darkness. Assemble a glimpse into the demonic horde. The Book of Enoch offers a chilling glimpse into the ranks of the demonic horde, a terrifying army assembled under the banner of rebellion and fueled by a hatred for all that is good and holy.
This is no ragtag band of mischievous imps, but a highly organized and terrifyingly powerful force, comprising a hierarchy of fallen angels, each more monstrous and depraved than the last.
These creatures, twisted mockeries of their former angelic glory, are driven by an insatiable hunger for power, a lust for destruction, and a venomous envy for humanity's place in God's creation.
Leading this infernal legion are the fallen Watchers, their once radiant forms now marred by sin and their hearts hardened against repentance.
These fallen angels, who had once walked among humans as guides and protectors, now plot their downfall, reveling in the chaos and suffering they have unleashed upon the earth.
Their knowledge of celestial secrets and their mastery of forbidden arts make them formidable adversaries, capable of manipulating the forces of nature and corrupting the very souls of men.
Beneath the Watchers in this demonic hierarchy are legions of lesser entities, each more grotesque and terrifying than the last.
Some resemble monstrous beasts, their bodies contorted into unnatural shapes, their eyes burning with malevolent intelligence.
Others appear as shadowy figures, their forms shifting and swirling, their voices whispering temptations and lies into the hearts of the unwary.
The sheer diversity and terrifying nature of the demonic horde depicted in the Book of Enoch serve as a stark reminder of the pervasiveness of evil and the many forms it can take.
These creatures are not confined to distant realms or mythical tales, but lurk at the edges of our perception, seeking to exploit our weaknesses, to tempt us towards sin, and to ultimately drag us down into the abyss of their own making.
Angels of War. Divine warriors take to the celestial battleground. Against the relentless onslaught of the demonic horde, the Book of Enoch reveals the awe-inspiring might of the heavenly host, an army of angels arrayed in dazzling light and armed with the righteous fury of God.
These celestial warriors, bound by their unwavering loyalty to the Creator and their unwavering commitment to upholding divine order, stand as a bulwark against the encroaching darkness. Their very presence a testament to the enduring power of good in the face of overwhelming evil.
Leading this celestial army are the archangels, beings of immense power and majesty who stand in the presence of God, their very forms radiating the brilliance of the divine.
These are not ethereal beings content to observe the cosmic conflict from afar, but mighty warriors who wield their swords with righteous fury, their voices thundering across the heavens as they rally their angelic legions against the forces of darkness.
Among these archangels, Michael, the warrior prince, stands out as a particularly fearsome figure.
Armed with a flaming sword and clad in armor of blinding light, Michael leads the charge against the demonic horde, his very name striking terror into the hearts of even the most powerful fallen angels.
His unwavering courage and unwavering loyalty to God make him a symbol of hope for the righteous and a harbinger of doom for the wicked.
But the heavenly host is not composed solely of mighty warriors.
Alongside the archangels stand legions of lesser angels, each with their own unique role to play in the cosmic conflict.
Some serve as messengers, carrying divine pronouncements across the heavens and delivering God's commands to his faithful servants on earth.
Others act as guardians, protecting the innocent from demonic influence and shielding the righteous from spiritual harm.
Section 4. The Clash of Swords and Shadows, a battle for the fate of humanity. The Book of Enoch does not shy away from depicting the sheer scale and ferocity of the cosmic battle, a conflict that transcends the limitations of human understanding.
The clash between the forces of light and darkness is a maelstrom of celestial energy, a whirlwind of clashing swords, blinding light, and earth-shattering power. It is a battle waged not just for territorial gain or political dominance, but for the very souls of humanity and the fate of creation itself.
Enoch, granted a glimpse into this cosmic conflict through divine visions, describes a scene of both awe-inspiring grandeur and horrifying destruction. The heavens themselves seem to tremble as angels and demons clash, their forms blurred by speed and power.
Mountains crumble beneath their feet, seas churn with unimaginable fury, and the very air crackles with raw energy. It is a battle that defies human comprehension, a testament to the immense power of both the divine and the demonic.
Yet amidst this chaotic maelstrom, the Book of Enoch highlights the strategic brilliance and unwavering discipline of the heavenly host. The angels, fighting as a unified force under the command of the archangels, move with precision and purpose.
Their attacks, fueled by righteous fury and guided by divine strategy, target the heart of the demonic horde, seeking to disrupt their formations and break their will. The demons, on the other hand, fight with a savage ferocity born of desperation and hatred.
They lash out with tooth and claw, their attacks fueled by a primal rage that knows no bounds. They seek to overwhelm the angelic legions with their sheer numbers, to drag them down into the muck and mire of their own making. Section 1. Echoes of Enoch, the enduring influence on Jewish tradition. While the Book of Enoch ultimately failed to gain canonical status within mainstream Jewish tradition, its influence on Jewish thought and practice is undeniable.
The vivid imagery, compelling narratives, and profound theological themes explored in the text resonated with Jewish communities for centuries, finding expression in various forms of literature, liturgy, and mystical speculation. While not explicitly citing the Book of Enoch, these echoes and allusions reveal the text's enduring presence within the broader tapestry of Jewish thought.
One area where Enochian influence can be discerned is in the development of Jewish angelology and demonology. The Book of Enoch's elaborate descriptions of the angelic hierarchy, the roles and responsibilities of various angels, and the nature and characteristics of fallen angels provided a rich source of inspiration for later Jewish thinkers who sought to systematize their understanding of the spiritual realm.
While rabbinic authorities often approach these subjects with caution, recognizing the potential for speculation to veer into heresy, the influence of Enochian imagery and concepts can be detected in the way they discussed angels, demons, and the unseen world.
The Book of Enoch's account of the Watchers and their offspring, the Nephilim, also left its mark on Jewish folklore and legend. While the canonical Hebrew Bible mentions giants, it is the Book of Enoch that fleshes out their story, portraying them as monstrous offspring of a forbidden union between heaven and earth.
These tales, passed down through generations, fueled imaginations and served as cautionary tales about the dangers of straying from the path of righteousness and the potential consequences of disrupting the divine order.
Furthermore, the mystical traditions within Judaism, particularly the Kabbalah, found resonance with certain themes and concepts explored in the Book of Enoch. The text's depiction of Enoch's ascent through the celestial realms, his encounters with angels, and his glimpses into the divine mysteries resonated with Kabbalistic notions of spiritual ascent and the pursuit of hidden knowledge.
While Kabbalists drew upon a wide range of sources, the Book of Enoch provided a compelling example of a human being granted access to the divine mysteries, a theme that resonated deeply within Jewish mystical thought.
While the New Testament does not explicitly mention the Book of Enoch, certain passages, particularly those dealing with angels, demons, and the Last Judgment, exhibit intriguing parallels with Enochian themes and imagery.
These echoes, though subtle, suggest that the authors of the New Testament may have been familiar with the Book of Enoch or, at the very least, shared a common reservoir of apocalyptic ideas and traditions that circulated within Second Temple Judaism.
One notable parallel can be found in the New Testament's depiction of fallen angels, particularly in the epistles of Peter and Jude. Peter, referring to the judgment of sin, writes, "For if God did not spare angels when they sinned, but sent them to hell, putting them in chains of darkness to be held for judgment. 2 Peter 2:4. Similarly, Jude mentions the angels who did not keep their positions of authority, but abandoned their proper dwelling. These he has kept in darkness, bound with everlasting chains for judgment on the great day. Jude 1:6. These descriptions of imprisoned angels, awaiting judgment, resonate strongly with the Book of Enoch's account of the fallen watchers, bound and cast into darkness for their transgression.
Furthermore, the New Testament's emphasis on the second coming of Christ, the resurrection of the dead, and the final judgment echoes the apocalyptic themes that permeate the Book of Enoch. Both texts envision a time when the wicked will be judged, the righteous rewarded, and the forces of evil vanquished.
While the New Testament places Christ at the center of these eschatological events, the underlying themes of cosmic judgment, divine justice, and the ultimate triumph of good over evil resonate with the apocalyptic worldview presented in the Book of Enoch.
These parallels, though not definitive proof of direct influence, suggest a shared cultural and theological milieu between the Book of Enoch and the New Testament writings. The apocalyptic ideas and imagery that permeate both texts reflect a common concern with the problem of evil, the hope for divine intervention, and the anticipation of a final judgment that would usher in a new era of peace and righteousness.
Section 3. Early Christian Apologists and the Book of Enoch, a source of validation.
In the early centuries of the Christian era, as followers of this new faith sought to define their beliefs and defend their teachings against a backdrop of skepticism and hostility from both Jewish and Roman authorities, the Book of Enoch emerged as a valuable resource for some early Christian apologists.
These writers, seeking to establish the antiquity and authority of Christian beliefs, found in the Book of Enoch narratives and concepts that seemed to align with and even prefigure key tenets of the Christian faith.
One of the most prominent early Christian writers to embrace the Book of Enoch was Justin Martyr, a 2nd century apologist who saw in Enoch's story a validation of Christian teachings about the incarnation and the pre-existence of Christ.
Justin interpreted certain passages in the Book of Enoch as referring to a pre-incarnate Christ, a divine being who existed before his earthly birth.
This interpretation, though not universally accepted within early Christianity, demonstrated how the Book of Enoch could be appropriated to support emerging Christian doctrines.
Another early Christian apologist who cited the Book of Enoch was Athenagoras of Athens, who, in his defense of Christianity addressed to the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, used Enoch's account of the fallen angels to support the Christian belief in the existence of demons and their influence on human affairs.
By appealing to an ancient Jewish text, Athenagoras sought to demonstrate that the Christian worldview was not a radical departure from established tradition, but rather a continuation and fulfillment of earlier revelations.
However, the embrace of the Book of Enoch by early Christian writers was not without controversy.
As Christianity began to distance itself from its Jewish roots and establish its own distinct identity, the use of non-canonical texts like the Book of Enoch became increasingly problematic.
By the 4th century, most Christian authorities had come to reject the Book of Enoch's canonical status, viewing it as a valuable historical and theological document, but not one on par with the inspired scriptures of the Old and New Testaments. Section 4. Gnostic interpretations of Enoch, seeking hidden knowledge and divine sparks.
While early Christian apologists found in the Book of Enoch support for their defense of the faith, Gnostic thinkers, known for their esoteric interpretations of Christian teachings and their emphasis on seeking hidden knowledge, were drawn to the text's mystical elements and its portrayal of a corrupt material world ruled by malevolent forces.
For Gnostics, the Book of Enoch offered a compelling narrative of humanity's entrapment in a flawed creation and the possibility of liberation through gnosis, a special knowledge accessible only to the initiated.
Gnostics were particularly interested in the Book of Enoch's account of the Watchers, interpreting their descent to Earth and their impartation of forbidden knowledge as a metaphor for humanity's own spiritual dilemma.
For Gnostics, the Watchers represented a lower order of spiritual beings who, while possessing a degree of knowledge, were ultimately responsible for trapping humanity in a cycle of ignorance and suffering.
The forbidden knowledge they imparted symbolized the allure of the material world and the seductive nature of power, which, according to Gnostic thought, served to keep humanity enslaved to a flawed and corrupt creation.
The Book of Enoch's depiction of Enoch's ascent through the celestial realms, his encounters with angels, and his glimpses into the divine mysteries, also resonated with Gnostic notions of spiritual enlightenment.
For Gnostics, Enoch's journey symbolized the soul's ascent from the darkness of the material world to the realm of pure spirit.
His ability to transcend the limitations of the physical body and commune with celestial beings represented the ultimate goal of Gnostic spiritual practice, the attainment of gnosis and liberation from the cycle of reincarnation.
While Gnostic interpretations of the Book of Enoch often diverged significantly from mainstream Christian understandings of the text, they highlight the richness and ambiguity of the book's symbolism and its capacity to inspire a wide range of interpretations.
For Gnostics, the Book of Enoch provided a powerful allegory for their own beliefs about the nature of reality, the human condition, and the path to spiritual liberation. Section 5, the Book of Enoch in Islamic tradition, parallels and divergences.
While the Book of Enoch is not considered a canonical text within Islam, its influence can be discerned in certain Islamic traditions and interpretations, particularly those relating to angels, demons, and the pre-Islamic period.
These echoes and parallels point to a shared cultural and religious milieu in the ancient Near East, where stories and beliefs about angels, demons, and divine judgment circulated widely and influenced the development of multiple religious traditions.
One notable parallel between the Book of Enoch and Islamic tradition is the figure of Iblis, the rebellious angel who refused to bow down to Adam.
Iblis, like the Watchers in the Book of Enoch, represents the archetype of the fallen angel, a being created with great spiritual potential who succumbs to pride and disobedience.
Both narratives highlight the consequences of challenging God's authority and the enduring conflict between good and evil that plays out on both the cosmic and personal levels.
Furthermore, the Islamic concept of the jinn, supernatural beings created from smokeless fire, shares some similarities with the Book of Enoch's depiction of both angels and demons.
Like angels, jinn possess free will and can choose to follow either the path of righteousness or the path of wickedness.
This concept of a spiritual realm, populated by beings with varying degrees of power and moral agency, resonates with the complex cosmology presented in the Book of Enoch.
However, it's important to note that Islamic tradition diverges from the Book of Enoch in several significant ways.
For instance, Islam emphasizes the absolute unity and sovereignty of God, a concept that stands in contrast to the Book of Enoch's portrayal of a divine council and a hierarchy of angelic beings.
Additionally, Islam rejects the notion of angels interbreeding with humans, a central theme in the Book of Enoch's account of the Nephilim.
Despite these differences, the parallels between the Book of Enoch and certain Islamic traditions provide a fascinating glimpse into the cross-pollination of ideas and beliefs that occurred in the ancient Near East.
The Book of Enoch, while not explicitly embraced by Islam, nevertheless contributed to the rich tapestry of stories and beliefs that shaped the development of Islamic thought.
The Enduring Shadow, the Book of Enoch's impact on demonology. The Book of Enoch, with its vivid descriptions of fallen angels and forbidden knowledge, has cast an enduring shadow over our understanding of the demonic. It influences religious beliefs, cultural narratives, and our deepest fears about evil.
The Book of Enoch's portrayal of demons as fallen angels has shaped theological discourse. Its themes find expression in literature, art, music, and film.
The enduring fascination with the Book of Enoch speaks to its power to tap into our deepest anxieties. It offers a framework for understanding the nature of evil and the importance of resisting temptation. The Book of Enoch serves as a cautionary tale, urging us to examine our hearts and cling to hope. Beyond the veil, unmasking the mysteries of good and evil, the Book of Enoch explores the angelic rebellion and its consequences, compelling us to confront the enduring mysteries of good and evil.
The fallen angels, once radiant beings, challenge us to move beyond simplistic notions of good and evil.
The Book of Enoch suggests that evil is a corruption that can take root even in the hearts of those closest to the divine.
The Watchers, initially driven by good intentions, were ultimately corrupted by pride and power.
This tale reminds us that noble aspirations can be corrupted if not tempered by humility and compassion.
True righteousness is an ongoing struggle, a constant choice to align with the good.
The cosmic battle between light and darkness is not confined to a distant realm, but rages within our own hearts.
Every day, we face choices that tip the scales of good and evil.
Acts of kindness and justice strengthen the forces of light, while selfishness and violence empower darkness. The unseen war. Recognizing the cosmic battle within and around us. The Book of Enoch's depiction of the cosmic battle between the forces of light and darkness, though presented in vivid and often terrifying detail, should not be dismissed as mere fantasy or allegory.
While the imagery employed in the text may appear fantastical, the underlying message is one of profound relevance to the human experience. The battle between good and evil, as depicted in the Book of Enoch, is not a distant, abstract event, but an ongoing reality that permeates every aspect of our lives, from our personal struggles with temptation and sin to the larger societal conflicts that shape our world.
The Book of Enoch challenges us to recognize that we are not mere bystanders in this cosmic conflict, but active participants, whether we are aware of it or not. The choices we make, the words we speak, the actions we take, all have the power to either strengthen the forces of light or empower the forces of darkness.
Our lives are not isolated bubbles, separate from the larger currents of good and evil that flow through the universe. We are all interconnected, our actions rippling outward, impacting not just ourselves, but also those around us and the world as a whole.
The demonic forces depicted in the Book of Enoch are not always overt or easily recognizable. They do not always appear as monstrous creatures with glowing eyes and jagged teeth. More often, they manifest as subtle temptations, as whispers of doubt and fear, as the allure of power, greed, and self-gratification.
They prey on our weaknesses, exploiting our insecurities, and seeking to draw us away from the path of righteousness and into the shadows of sin and despair.
Yet the Book of Enoch also offers a message of hope amidst its warnings about the pervasiveness of evil. Just as the forces of darkness are constantly at work in the world, so too are the forces of light.
God has not abandoned his creation to the whims of malevolent beings. He continues to work through his faithful angels, through the prayers of the righteous, and through the inherent goodness that resides within each human heart.
The Book of Enoch, in its exploration of the consequences of both angelic and human choices, underscores the profound power of free will and the responsibility that comes with it.
The fallen angels, in their rebellion against God, exercised their free will to choose a path of pride, lust, and self-gratification, a choice that ultimately led to their downfall and the unleashing of chaos upon the earth.
Humanity, created in God's image and endowed with the same capacity for free will, faces a similar crossroads at every turn.
The Book of Enoch does not shy away from depicting the seductive allure of sin, the ease with which even the most righteous can be led astray by temptation.
The Watchers, once radiant beings tasked with guiding humanity, succumbed to the allure of earthly pleasures. Their desire for power and knowledge, corrupting their hearts and leading them to violate the very laws they were sworn to uphold.
Their fall serves as a cautionary tale, reminding us that even those who have tasted the divine can stumble and fall if they allow their desires to override their commitment to righteousness.
However, the Book of Enoch also highlights the transformative power of choosing righteousness, even amidst a world steeped in sin and corruption.
Enoch himself, born into a generation far removed from the purity of Eden, stands as a testament to the enduring possibility of choosing the path of light.
Despite witnessing the depths of human depravity and the seductive power of the demonic, Enoch remained steadfast in his faith, his heart pure and his spirit untainted by the darkness that surrounded him.
His choice to align himself with God's will, even when confronted with the consequences of others' transgressions, ultimately elevated him to a position of divine favor and cosmic significance.
The Book of Enoch reminds us that the choice between righteousness and sin is not a one-time event, but an ongoing process. A series of daily decisions that shape our character and determine our eternal destiny.
Every act of kindness, compassion, and justice strengthens our connection to the divine, while every act of selfishness, hatred, and violence draws us closer to the abyss.
The path of righteousness is not always easy, but it is the path that leads to true fulfillment, lasting peace, and the ultimate realization of our divine potential.
Seeking wisdom's light, the importance of discernment in a world of deception. The Book of Enoch, with its tales of fallen angels, forbidden knowledge, and the seductive nature of evil, serves as a potent reminder of the importance of discernment in a world awash in deception.
The Watchers, in their arrogance, believed they were enlightening humanity by sharing celestial secrets and forbidden arts. However, their actions had the opposite effect, unleashing a torrent of chaos and corruption as humans, unequipped to handle such knowledge responsibly, twisted it to serve their own selfish desires.
The Book of Enoch suggests that not all knowledge is beneficial, and that true wisdom lies in seeking understanding and guidance from the divine, rather than pursuing knowledge for its own sake, or for the pursuit of power divorced from righteousness.
In a world where information flows freely and misinformation spreads like wildfire, the need for discernment has never been greater. We are bombarded with conflicting narratives, persuasive arguments, and seductive promises that appeal to our deepest desires and fears.
The Book of Enoch reminds us that not everything that glitters is gold, and that appearances can be deceiving. We must learn to look beyond the surface, to question our assumptions, and to test every spirit against the unwavering standard of truth found in the divine.
The Book of Enoch encourages us to cultivate a discerning heart, one that is not easily swayed by empty promises or seduced by the allure of forbidden knowledge. This discernment requires humility, a willingness to acknowledge that we do not have all the answers, and a dependence on God's wisdom to guide our steps.
It also requires courage, the strength to resist the temptations that surround us, and to stand firm in our convictions, even when faced with opposition or ridicule. Cultivating discernment is not a passive endeavor, but an active pursuit that requires us to engage with the world around us critically and thoughtfully.
We must learn to distinguish between truth and falsehood, between genuine spirituality and counterfeit spirituality, and between those who seek to empower us and those who seek to exploit us. The Book of Enoch, with its stark warnings about the dangers of deception, serves as a call to vigilance, urging us to guard our hearts and minds against the insidious influence of evil that often masquerades as enlightenment or progress.
The enduring message of hope, redemption and restoration in a fallen world. While the Book of Enoch does not shy away from depicting the consequences of sin, the pervasiveness of evil, and the very real threat posed by demonic forces, it also offers a powerful and enduring message of hope.
Even amidst the darkness, the text affirms God's unwavering love for His creation and His commitment to its ultimate redemption. The Book of Enoch reminds us that even though humanity has strayed far from its original innocence, even though the world is scarred by the consequences of sin and rebellion, God's plan of salvation remains unchanged.
The very act of preserving and transmitting the Book of Enoch throughout the centuries speaks to the enduring human longing for hope, for a glimpse of light in the midst of darkness. The text's visions of judgment, though terrifying in their scope, also serve as a testament to God's righteousness and His commitment to upholding justice for the oppressed and the innocent.
The Book of Enoch suggests that evil, while powerful, will not have the final word. Furthermore, the Book of Enoch's depiction of Enoch himself, a righteous man chosen by God to serve as a messenger and intercessor, offers a powerful example of the transformative power of faith and obedience.
Despite living in a world consumed by wickedness, Enoch remained steadfast in his devotion to God, his heart pure, and his spirit untainted by the corruption that surrounded him. His example reminds us that even in the darkest of times, God is still at work, seeking out those who are faithful, those who are willing to be His instruments of peace, healing, and restoration.
The Book of Enoch's message of hope is not a passive expectation of divine intervention, but a call to action. We are invited to participate in the restoration of God's creation, to be agents of healing and reconciliation in a broken world.
by choosing righteousness, by resisting temptation, and by extending compassion and forgiveness to others, we become part of the solution, contributing to the eventual triumph of good over evil.
Embracing the legacy, the Book of Enoch's continuing relevance in modern times. Though composed centuries ago in a world vastly different from our own, the Book of Enoch continues to resonate with surprising relevance in modern times.
Its themes of spiritual warfare, the seductive nature of evil, and the importance of seeking wisdom and discernment in a world awash in deception speak to the challenges and anxieties of the 21st century as much as they did to the concerns of the ancient world.
In an age marked by technological advancements, globalization, and a rapid dissemination of information, the need for discernment, a key theme in the Book of Enoch, has never been greater. We are constantly bombarded with conflicting ideologies, moral relativism, and a dizzying array of spiritual and philosophical options, making it increasingly difficult to discern truth from falsehood and to navigate the complexities of good and evil.
The Book of Enoch, with its stark warnings about the dangers of embracing forbidden knowledge without proper guidance, and its emphasis on seeking wisdom from the divine, offers a timeless framework for navigating the ethical and spiritual dilemmas of our time.
Furthermore, the Book of Enoch's depiction of spiritual warfare, though presented in vivid and often unsettling imagery, speaks to the very real spiritual battles that rage within and around us. The text reminds us that we are not immune to the temptations and deceptions that plagued humanity in ancient times.
The forces of darkness are still active, seeking to undermine our faith, exploit our weaknesses, and draw us away from the path of righteousness. The Book of Enoch, by unveiling the tactics and strategies of the enemy, equips us to recognize and resist these attacks, to stand firm in our convictions, and to fight for the preservation of our souls and the well-being of our communities.
The Book of Enoch, though often relegated to the fringes of religious discourse, deserves our attention not as a source of fear or superstition, but as a valuable resource for understanding the enduring challenges of the human condition and the ongoing struggle between good and evil that shapes our world.
By engaging with its ancient wisdom, we can glean insights into the nature of temptation, the importance of discernment, and the enduring hope of redemption that remains available to all who seek it.
A call to vigilance, safeguarding our souls in a world of spiritual warfare. As we conclude our exploration of the Book of Enoch's enduring legacy, we are left with a profound sense of the reality of the spiritual realm and the importance of approaching life with a heightened awareness of the unseen forces that surround us.
The Book of Enoch does not offer a message of fear and paranoia, but a call to vigilance, a reminder that we are engaged in a spiritual battle that requires us to be alert, discerning, and prepared to defend ourselves against the attacks of the enemy.
The Watchers, in their fall from grace, serve as a sobering reminder that even those who have tasted the divine can succumb to temptation, and that spiritual complacency is a dangerous luxury. The Book of Enoch encourages us to guard our hearts and minds, to be vigilant against the subtle temptations that can lead us astray, and to cultivate a deep and abiding relationship with God as our ultimate source of strength and protection.
This vigilance is not a passive endeavor, but an active pursuit that requires us to arm ourselves with the armor of God, as described by the Apostle Paul. Therefore, put on the full armor of God, so that when the day of evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground, and after you have done everything, to stand. This armor includes the belt of truth, the breastplate of righteousness, the shoes of peace, the shield of faith, the helmet of salvation, and the sword of the Spirit, which is the Word of God.
The Book of Enoch, with its vivid descriptions of the cosmic battle between good and evil, reminds us that we are not alone in this struggle. We have at our disposal the power of prayer, the support of fellow believers, and the unwavering presence of the Holy Spirit to guide and strengthen us.
By embracing vigilance, by seeking wisdom and discernment, and by relying on the power of God, we can stand firm against the forces of darkness and emerge victorious in the spiritual battles that confront us.